Hi guys, good evening. So we are discussing about this next things. So that we are discussing about this. So whatever the system. So till yesterday we discussed about the web services. So after web services, now we can concentrate on our next step. So that is like here we will discuss on the fragments. So first of all, first we will create a project here. So based on that project, while loading the project, we will discuss on that what is fragment and what are the next steps. So that we will discuss here. So here now I'm creating one new project. So the project name I'm giving as the fragment. So here I'm giving that as the fragment. So the simple way the fragment is nothing but here it is the fragment is the piece of activity. So this can occupy like the pieces of in this. So how that can be occupied in a pieces so that we will see here now. Because like whatever the UI is there, like currently nowadays the majority of the people, majority of the projects which it is containing the piece of activity, like that whatever the piece it is there, so that piece here we are using as a fragmentation, like means we can split our screen into the multiple UIs. So on the multiple UIs that we are using here, that is as a project piece of activity. So now that we will see here how that possibility is there, how that whatever the basic things that we will discuss here. So for that here now I created a project. So within this project here now whatever it is created here, so that I'm changing now as a that I'm changing here as that is the, so here I'm creating that I'm changing that as user interface. So from constraint layout to I'm changing as a linear layout. So here I'm changing this as linear layout. So linear layout. So for this linear layout, here we will give an orientation. So that is Android column orientation. So I'm giving an orientation equal to, so that is vertical, right? So here this I'll write this simple. It is the simple. I'll write that that is the fragment example. Just I'll write that as a fragment example, right? After that, here now I suppose to write the next here. See, first I'll take a button. So for the button one, we will load some animation. We will load one fragment, and button two, we will load the other fragment. So that we will see here two fragments. After the button place, we will add this. So that we will add here. So that we will add here. Just once the project has loaded, we will add just yeah. So this project is almost it is loaded, right? So now here we will add here. So here I'm adding the button. So first button, first button we will say has that is the match parent, wrap content, ID. So that is ID. So that is the load F1. Then after this, now here load fragment one. Then text. So just we'll add the text. So text load F1, load fragment one, and we will use some margin. So 10 dp. So like same, I'll add one more button. So this I'll call it as the load to and load. So after these two buttons, right? Here I'm taking one layout. This as of now we not use this layout, that is frame layout. So even this frame layout, height and width both we will give as a match parent. And for this frame layout, we will give some ID. ID that is ID. So frame something. So then we will give some background. So for understandable purpose. So that is properly data is loading on that. Just see this, right? So whatever the below section that is loaded by this, right? So for this now, here I'll add the data binding. So that is layout. So there's layout for here. And here I'll paste here. Done. So then next here. So here I'll add that data binding enable equal to true. So let us see. Right here now, once it is added, then we will start that one. Right. So here we will add the data binding, right? So where binding colon. So that is activity main binding equal to null, right? Then here I'll add that binding equal to data binding util dot. So here this. So data binding added. So we will import this data binding. So activity main bind. So now here I'll add that binding dot. So load F1. So dot set on. So I'm applying the click listener for this. So set on. So now within this now we used to write a fragment code. So means from here now as of now what we done, we called other page. But now what we are saying, we are calling the fragment within this layout itself, the fragment will load here. So for that here I'm using that fragment manager. So to load the fragment, so fragment manager. So fragment manager equal colon. So that is with reference of the fragment manager. Here we will call the fragment manager equal to support fragment manager. So just we are calling that support. This is the one we are using. So here where fragment, we are doing here fragment transaction. So for that fragment transaction here, fragment. So transaction. So fragment transaction. This is the one we are using here. Fragment transaction equal to whatever the fragment we created, that begin transaction. Just we are saying the begin transaction. So what transaction we are doing? For that here now I'm creating one fragment. So that is the first frag. This is my declaration. So I'm declaring here the first frag. So first frag. So I have created a first frag, right? Then fragment transaction dot. So fragment transaction dot replace. So here we are replacing. What we are replacing? we are replacing with the frame layout portion. What is the frame layout? That we are replacing with this, whatever the fragment we created first, right? Then fragment transaction dot commit. That's right. So this is the one we are loading here, right? Now, with this name, we supposed to create one fragment here. So now I'm creating a fragment here. So new. So that is here. Directly I'm coming fragment. From here, I'm creating initially the empty blank fragment. So this is the one I'm creating here. Fragment. So I'm clicking finish. Now the fragment has created. Now first we will run this first one. First fragment is loading that particular UI or not, that we will see. Then we will add one more fragment. Then after we will see how to move from the fragment to the next page. From there, another activity we need. So whenever we create a fragment, these fragments also no need to declare in a manifest file, also no need to declare. So that is declaration is not required. See here, if you want, we can open that manifest file. So in manifest file, it cannot register. Only if it is an activity, then it will be registered. But this is then a fragment. Fragment is nothing but it's a simple view. So after this, I'll show you the life cycle of this also, because it's a simple, like it will be called like the life cycle in a simple format. So that's the reason, like it is almost the part of the activity, but some of the steps will be included in this, so that here we will see that fragment life cycle. So this is the fragment life cycle here. See, this is so here on attach. First, whatever the view we created, that is on attach, on create. This as create is the regular method. On top of on create, this on attach plus on create view will be created on this. So then on create view created, then on start, on resume. This is normal steps, right? After that, it goes to the fragment running, on pause, on stop. Then on describe view, whatever the describe view, describe it touch like this, similar. This is almost remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These all are the life cycle method, like these all are our activity steps only. Apart from the activity, so other methods will be come here. That is on attach, on create view, uncreated, on destroy view, and on detach. So these all are the extra methods can be incorporated to this. That's the reason it will be almost similar as our activity life cycle. Right. So this. Wait, that is connected. Once it is done, we will see that. So then after this output, we will add the second fragment section. So that also we will see here. That it is launching, we will see this. See now, I'm clicking on a fragment one. See here. Yeah. Low, hello, blank fragment. So the blank fragment has created here, right? Like similar here. Now I'll create a second. So just I'll copy paste this entire code right here. Instead of load F1, I'll change this as a load F2. Then here I'll change this as a second frag, right? Second frag, and here also I'll change as a second frag. So then here, this is the second frag. So with this name, I'll create one new fragment. So even here also I'm creating the blank fragment. So second fragment has created. Right. So whatever the code it is created second fragment. So these are the default code it is generated. In first fragment also we not seen the code, but here for the second fragment this is the one, and XML as it is XML is created with the default constraint layout, like it is created frame layout. So I don't want frame layout. I want to go with the linear layout. So I'm changing that as a linear layout. And for the linear layout, whatever we have that orientation, right, we will add the orientation. So that is vertical. So instead of here, this empty fragment, here we'll change, we are in second fragment. So we are in second fragment like this. Then here I want one button. So I'll add one button, that is match button, wrap content, ID. So that is ID, one, right, text. So from text here, I'll call load activity. Just I'm saying the load activity. Done. That's it. Done. Right, like this. Then now here, we'll go back here. So here also this, whatever this default code has generated, no need of this. I'll delete all except on create view method. I'll delete all the other stuff. So this is. So except on create view method, I deleted all this. So this is the on create view method. Normally there we will use on create. Here we will use the on create view method. So that's the reason. Just I'm deleting all the other unwanted code here. So right, only we have right now this is right. So from here I'll do some little modification. So here this view is created like this, right? So here now, so I'm creating one var view. So that view here, so this view, I'll relate it to this. Then here I'll write the return view, whatever the view we created, that I'm giving this return. Right. So this is the normal track. Now here I want to add the steps for that for that, right? Here I want to add the code to give the listener for that. So how can I give the listener here? So to give this listener, first step, like normal way, I'll show you without data binding, then I'll go with the data binding. So for that here, now I'm creating the var, so button one. So BT1 equal to BT1 colon. So that is the button. So whatever the button here we have created, so that is a button here. So the button I have added here button. So that we will add in here nullify condition. So button equal to null. So I have added the nullify condition, right? Then here within this method, now within this method, here we have to find out that is a BT1 equal to, so BT1 equal to, so with reference of this view, it is an indirect view. So with reference of this view, we have to find out. So that is a find view by ID, find view by ID. So that is find view by ID. That is r dot id dot. So id dot bt1, right? So now I'm applying some listener for this one, bt1 dot set on click listener. Set on click listener. So just we will write one toast here. So that's the toast dot make text. So this at the rate second, not second flag here. We used to write here. We used to write get context because this is not a this. So that's the reason context comma. So here we will write the message. That what is the message here now? Hello frag. Just type right hello frag something. Our understand hello frag. Then so from here toast dot length long dot show. Right. So then here it is right. Also here now I want to move to the next page as well. So how to move to the next page? So to move on to the next page here, now I'll write here that is where intent equal to intent of. So here the intent of the context context, text comma. So I want to create a something menu page, something like I have created one extra page, colon class dot Java. Right, I have created. Then here next start activity up. So that is the start activity up. Whatever the intent I'm creating here, that intent I'm ready. So then we have to import this intent. So this menu page is the spelling mistake. Just we'll add that and just copy this and with this name here we can create one new activity. So now I'm creating one new activity that is a empty piece activity. So here the empty piece activity I have created. Right. So the activity I was creating here. So activity is creating here. Now see, now if you go to manifest file, so that particular activity has registered here. Yes, that is registered here. Right. Then now here it is showing some other, what is that error? So here, now I'm running this. Now we will see this also. It's taking a little bit time. We'll see that. It's taking time because new fragment and new activities are there, right? That's the reason it's taking a little bit time. Yes, now it is launching. See here now. It is installed. Yeah, now we can see here load fragment one. Here the data is loaded for the fragment one, first fragment. So in case if I click on the load fragment two, so now I'm clicking on the load fragment two. Say this is we are in the second fragment. Okay, but what happened for the second fragment? Where is the button? Button is not displaying. So for the button, so this is the main activity, but this is second. So here, this is the second fragment.xml. Just I'm opening that second fragment.xml. So that second fragment.xml, here it's the text view is the match parent. That's the reason this issue. Just I'm making this as a wrap content. So if I change this as a wrap content, now it will be the button and the text will be displayed. So that, but it is moving, but we can able to see that the functionality is like we are moving from that second fragment to the next place, right? That functionality is supposed to check here that. It will run quickly now because already it is in uploading, right? So it will run quickly. You will see that. It is launching. Once it is launched, we'll see. Yeah, it is launching. We will see here now. it is launched. Now here we can able to see here now. Just I reconnected the Wi-Fi. Here now I'm clicking on this. So here it is loaded as the hello fragment part, right? Black fragment piece. So then I'm clicking on this. See, once I'm clicking on this here now, it is displayed as the next. So then it is second fragment. So we will see it now. I'm clicking on this. Now it is moved to the next page. Like so, this is the fragment will work like this, right? So the next in the fragment advanced programs we will see next.